Hi, welcome to Stamp with Ginny. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how I made this great little Street Nugget Box using our new Hamburger Box Die. They're really easy once you know the trick. So let me set this aside and we'll get started. Okay, you're going to need a piece of real red cardstock. This one happens to measure 8 inches by 9.5 inches, and I've scored it at the 4-inch mark so I can fold it in half easily. Now I've got my Hamburger Box die here. I've got my extended cutting plate on the bottom, and I've marked the die with this painter's tape so hopefully you can see the crease lines a little bit easier. I'm going to set that fold on the cutting portion of my die so that it's just below that little crease line, and it's about equal distance on this bottom edge. Next, I'm going to put my extended the extended crease pad, and you can use a standard one if you like to. You just might have to run it through the Big Shot twice. And finally, I'm going to add a shim to it because I'm cutting 2 thicknesses and I want this to be a little thicker so it cuts through both. So let me run that through the Big Shot and I'll show you what we have. Okay, here's my box after I ran it through the Big Shot. Don't worry about the crease line here. We're going to cover that up and make it look pretty. I've also pre-stamped my cardstock before I ran it through, just makes it a little easier. And I have cut 6 little lines in my box instead of using the pre-scored sides. I find it easier to do and less putsy. So let me show you that. I'm going to cut against this side panel. I'm going to cut on the top and the bottom, and then on this other piece just the one side, because this side makes the front of the box and we don't need to score or fold that. I've done that on both sides, so here it is against the side panel and then the 2 on the top piece. So let me show you how I fold it and put it together. The first thing you're going to want to do is score everything along the crease line with your fingers and bone folder. This just makes it much easier to put together. You're going to want to get all these little lines. I know there's quite a few of them. Being careful to score them without affecting your flaps. And the last one on the back. There we go. So everything is scored and I'm ready to adhere things. So I'm going to take off my sticky strip pieces. Okay, I've removed my sticky strip protection pieces, and I'm going to simply slide those sticky strip pieces under the side panel and adhere. Did one side and now I'm doing the hinged side. You're going to want to be careful to line up these pieces where the creases are, and then the back of the top. See how fast those cutting lines are? And now I need to assemble. And oops, I forgot these 2 little lines here. You'll want to put a piece of sticky strip there. Okay, through the magic of video, I've added those sticky strips and I'm ready to adhere. This just makes it a little easier when it is put together. Now, the next trick are these little slits, and because we did it double-sided, you might want to take your paper snips and kind of wallow them out a little bit so that the box goes together a little easier. I like to do this from the inside because you are pushing those little tabs from the inside to the outside, and I just find it works a little easier. And you can do this before you assemble if you prefer. So I'm going to slide those little tabs through the box real quick and simple. If you need to, you can use a little pair of tweezers. It can be a little tricky. Okay, so there you go, the basic box. Okay, now for decorating. I've taken a piece of 1.5 by 11 Night of Navy cardstock and added a piece of our Maritime Designer Series paper that measures 1 inch by the 12. I have used my fast fuse to adhere these, but I did it earlier so that I wouldn't waste your time. And I've added fast fuse to the bottom. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up along the edge of my box and simply use my fingers to press that down as I go around. And that fast fuse is wonderful. It holds really well. And then all I need to do is take my snips and trim this edge off to make it look pretty. And you can just set this piece to the side and press it down again with your fingers to get all those folds in place. Okay, now to decorate the top, I've taken my C Street stamp set and stamped my little octopus in Coastal Cabana and mounted that onto a 2 3/8 inch scallop circle that I paper pierced. I've added a little adhesive to the back, and I'm going to set that on my box. And then for the tag, I've used the tag from the die. The Hamburger Box Die comes with a couple of tags to choose from, and I've stamped it with my sentiment and my images, and I'm just going to tuck this in underneath the scallop circle because I've added a glue dot to the back of it, and I'm finished. So let me show you the original project again. There you go. If you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. It's open 24/7, and you can get there from my blog, www.stampwithjini.com. Thanks for joining me.